Hey everyone, it's me, Cupie83.
And Barbie0913.
And we have a video here. We saw the Barbie movie.
We did. It was kind of like going to when the Harry Potter books used to come out, and you used to go to Barnes & Noble for the party, and then all the kids would go home and read. It was like everybody was so hyped about it.
Yes. It was like literally the first time in at least probably like 5 years maybe that we've seen a movie and like the theater was full. Mm-hmm. There were people in like the atrium area, the concession stand, the ticket area. Mm-hmm. There was a vibe. It had a...
They were talking about it after while the credits were rolling. They were talking about it, which I thought was funny because usually it's just us.
Right, exactly. So like there was like an energy to seeing this movie. Plus we had to park like our movie theater is like 2 parking lots. And they're both rather big. Yeah. We never had to park in the back lot.
No.
The entire front lot was packed.
It was.
We had to park in the back lot. And you could tell who was going to what movie because, like...
They were wearing pink.
Yeah, there was, like, all these people wearing pink.
Or high heels and a fancy outfit, you know, with their purses.
Right.
Like and a doll in their hand.
Right. And if they weren't dressed like that, they were seeing the other movie.
Yeah, yeah. That's true. We did have T-shirts on.
Yes.
We weren't to the nines, but... We did have our T-shirts.
And it was fun because there weren't a lot of like just solo people going. It was like
groups
of people going.
Yeah, kind of like if you had a whole doll group.
Right.
You know, your clan all went there.
Even like the dads and the boyfriends that were dragged along were like in pink shirts.
They were kind of funny. Yeah, they were funny.
So yeah, we did see the movie. So like, it did have a good energy about it.
It did. Our movie theater didn't have any of those perks that you could go buy anything fun. Mm-hmm. So you got nothing.
No.
Nothing. Not even a chance to get a T-shirt.
No, nothing. But if you are interested, AMC sells movie merchandise through their website,
which we did not know.
No, so check it out because AMC might be able to get you like the popcorn container or whatever else they had.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of crazy. I mean, I heard that one person had gone to the movie theater and bought every little car popcorn thing that they had. Now, they shouldn't have allowed that.
No, and it was like before the big Barbie bash, too.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You want to get all this stuff and then you want to resell it. I understand that, but still, leave something for the rest of us.
Right? Yeah, like don't be that person.
Yeah.
So yeah, the energy in the theater was fun. And it's made a ton of money. I think it's past $1 billion at this point.
Wow.
Yeah. Like $1 billion worldwide is amazing, especially when like there's so many movies that have been big budget blockbusters that have been like basically flops in terms of what they've made in the theater. So this was like huge. Unfortunately, it's sad with the writer's strike and the actor's strike. So this might be the last huge box opening for a while.
But they are thinking of a second movie. I hear everything about second movie.
But does it need a second movie?
No, it doesn't, because they're going to come out with all those other toy ones. And I'd like to see how they're going to do Polly Pocket.
Yeah, I'd like to see the tone that Polly Pocket has. Because for Barbie, I think they did a great job marketing-wise of not telling you what the movie was actually about. Like, they showed you all the fun Barbie world parts, right? And introduced you to the characters.
Right, you didn't see the Ken stuff.
You didn't see any of the Ken stuff. By the way, spoiler alert, we will probably mention stuff that if you have not seen the movie, you might want to stop watching the video and, you know, come back once you have watched it. So there will be spoilers.
But it's okay because you can do that. You can go see it whenever you want to. We didn't go there the first day.
No.
Not even the first week.
No.
We had people doing everything.
And then it took us like 2 weeks to get this video
out.
Yeah. So yeah, they did a good job of hiding all the Ken stuff.
Yeah, I was really surprised at the Ken stuff when I watched it.
Yeah. So they did a great job marketing this film.
Yeah.
And especially with like all the premiere outfits that Margot Robbie was wearing.
Oh, that was so cool.
Like every premiere she wore a different outfit, and it was like an authentic, inspired recreation of an actual Barbie outfit.
And the dream house stuff that they were doing, making the rooms and for the one show.
Yes,
that was really cool.
The Dream House reality show.
Yeah, that was fun to watch.
Which you can probably now book.
Yeah, probably.
So that was really fun. So like A+ for the marketing department.
Right. I mean, that even went over to where we went to the bus to buy stuff.
Yeah.
People were there that normally weren't there, and there were people that were like, "What is that for?" store, and it's like you could tell, oh, well, that's a Barbie vehicle,
Right.
and you can buy things, and they were like, oh, but there were a lot of people that normally wouldn't be there.
Right, exactly.
They were hyped.
Yeah. So marketing A+.
Yeah.
In terms of like, I don't know, what did you like? Is there anything you particularly liked about the movie, or like what did you like in it?
I liked the way the color was. The color was very, I don't know, what would you call it? It like was popping at you.
Yeah.
I also like when she doesn't go down the stairs. You would hold her up and she just go, ooh.
She like floats
She
down the
floated
stairs.
down the stairs. I thought that was so neat. And I thought the big graphics and the kitchen stuff was really cool. Her
Yeah.
milk was just this flat little sticker on there. I thought it was really neat.
Yeah, I do agree too. My favorite parts were in Barbie Land.
Yeah.
Like just seeing all the little Easter eggs, seeing how they did the sets, like the set design and the costume design. I think also A+ again, because it was perfect. Like it was
Yeah.
spot on.
They made all that stuff. They
Yeah.
didn't just go try to find somebody else. Their people made it.
Right, and
That's
it wasn't
really cool.
just visual graphic. It wasn't just like computer CGI
Right.
doing it. Like it was like intangible sets, which I think were great. And the colors too were very like toyetic, I guess.
Yeah,
And the casting I thought was really good too.
it was good.
Yeah.
Storyline.
I mean,
I didn't expect a lot, I guess. I just
Yes.
figured quick movie about Barbie. You know,
Yeah.
Barbie goes into the real world, Barbie comes back or something.
right. I feel like the storyline for me, people take different things out of this movie. Like,
The political stuff. That just turns me off if we're going to talk about politics. So
Right.
I'm just going to go back to playing with the dolly.
I think people are taking different things out of it. Like I talked to a coworker who was like, she like literally was crying in the car after seeing it because she felt like she had finally been heard as a woman, like all the struggles. And I was like, I wasn't there. Like that was not me.
Yeah.
But like, and then other people took away, like I took away, like all the little Easter eggs, and looking at the outfits and like the fun, enjoyable parts of like, as a collector, being able to be like, I have that doll, or
Right.
like, I
that was the fun
understand
part.
that.
But then you also had the parents that brought their children and didn't realize that it's a PG-13.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, it's a PG-13. You
Yeah.
can see what it is. You know that your child might hear something or see something that you would not want them to. So think about that before you go to the movie theater.
But it was only PG-13 for like certain elements. It wasn't PG-13 for like
It was
making
for
out or anything.
innuendo. It was for innuendo.
Maybe innuendo. But I didn't mind the overall story, because like sometimes if it's a film and it's like the filmmaker's only goal is to get their message across and to get their point across, it's like that's a lot. Like it's hard to take in sometimes. But as long as you pepper your idea with other entertaining elements, because movies are supposed to be fun, I'm good with it. And I think that the showrunner and the producers and the directors, they all did a good job of like having all the elements. So like you have your message that anyone can take away different levels from.
Right.
And then you also have the fun element, so you're not going to go away from the movie being like, oh, that was so sad or depressing.
But the middle of the movie dragged.
A little
For me,
bit, yeah.
The beginning was okay, the end it was okay, but that middle part just kind of kept going slow. Maybe that was the part when they were trying to get the girls out of their trance.
I think that's where it was.
And I
for
just
me,
wanted,
yeah.
oh, come on already, let's just get
Just do
past
it.
this and have fun again.
Like have a big group of them together and just like get your point across.
Yeah. So one at a time.
Because there were certain things that are like, if you really think about it, it's like, that's a weird plot hole. That's a weird plot hole. Like, why?
Did we need that?
Like, yeah, and like, so Ken comes back and all he has to say is like, patriarchy, and then they all turn into like ditzy people. Like, how does that happen? Like, what? There has to be another reason. Like, I didn't
Woman
understand.
power. We already know this. Woman power.
It was like, there has to be some other thing. There's not a magic to this word that would make the Barbies like suddenly transform completely. But
It's
as long
because
as you don't.
Barbie left the town. That's why.
Is it
Barbie wasn't
because
there
Barbie?
to keep everybody in place.
But there's like 1,000 other Barbies.
I know that is
Like-
the funny thing too.
So there were some weird plot holes that as long as you don't look at them, it's fine. If
Yeah.
you look into them and you're like, wait a second.
Yeah, I do think they should have used more of the different names in the Barbie line, not just everybody Barbie, Barbie, Barbie.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to hear all those other names that we've grown up with.
We heard Skipper once
You
or
heard
twice,
Skipper, yeah.
but there was like only one random Skipper living in Barbie Land besides the weird Skipper.
Yeah. And then Kelly, one time.
One time. You
One
didn't hear
time.
Christy or
No,
Teresa, because those other Barbies could have very
Right.
well been Teresa.
And this is all going on in the line that we only watched it once.
Yeah.
I mean, I would normally watch something like that 2 or 3 or 4 times and then say, oh, now I get it.
Right. It did kind of like, I was kind of like, well, why are there so many Barbies and why are there so many Kens when like I have like 100 different Skippers sitting in, a case over here that I'm like, I know they produced them. Are there no kids playing with them? Are they only playing with these Barbies? Do these Barbies only exist if there's a child thinking of them?
Yeah.
This is where my brain went. Which is why that's what I took away from the movie, I think, more than just the whole, like, girl power
Right.
element of it all. But I was like, okay, how does this work?
That's because you hear girl power so many times. You've heard it a lot
Yeah.
in your lifetime. I mean,
Right.
If you're older, you didn't hear that. Everything was a little bit
Right.
different. But in your line, everything was girl power.
Right, I mean, I grew up with the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
So, to me, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But also, like, why is there, like, where do the Kens live?
Mm-hmm.
Do they live on the beach? Do they have a house? Is
Yeah,
that
do
why they
they-
have to take over Barbie's house?
Yeah, why did they have to take over Barbie's house?
Where do they
should
live?
have had a place. They should have a bedroom somewhere.
Right?
Is that why in the TV show when they were rebuilding the dream house that they gave Ken a room?
I don't know. There's certain questions I'm like, they don't want you to think about this.
You're not going to get those answered until you have number 2.
Right, which I don't think we need. I don't think we need a number 2. They can't bring back stereotypical Barbie and, like, have her be in the real world?
Well, that's how it ended.
So, yeah, but isn't a movie about her just being in the real world kind of like,
Unless she
Already
goes
done.
back and helps and takes care of the world because it's falling apart. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. What about you? Do
Yeah.
you know?
Share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us what you got out of the
Yeah.
film. Because, like I said, so many people took so many different things, and then you
Mm-hmm.
hear these, like, different channels that, think it was all about, like, men bashing, and,
Mm-hmm.
like, other channels who were like, well, really, Ken was empowered, and it made
Because
people
he had
feel
no
bad
purpose.
for Ken.
He didn't have a purpose. Poor Ken.
Yeah.
He was just jewelry. He was a bracelet on Barbie's hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people call it a breakup movie, which I could totally see, because Barbie was just never into Ken.
Not that way. No,
Right, not
that way. She didn't know what that way was, but she knew she wasn't
Yeah.
into him.
And I'm sure that there was a Ken out there somewhere, because that was my other question was, are none of these Barbies and Kens together?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even try to think
Did none
of
of
that.
them date?
No. Well, they all partied every night.
Right.
They
and
partied.
There was that one that wanted to go back to her Ken after they were all like, or that Ken wanted, they both wanted to be together. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they both decided, oh, well, we're all like out of this brainwashing scheme or whatever. And they both wanted to hang out. But I was like, it's just, there must be another Barbie out there for the Ken
Yeah, a
who's
match.
pining over,
Right,
stereotypical Barbie.
Because he needed a purpose. Because he
Right.
couldn't make a purpose himself.
Does this make sense to you?
Yeah.
Because those were the things. I'm like, they don't want you to think about this. Don't think about it. Yeah, so that's a very long-winded way to say it. I like the plot of the movie, but there were lots of holes if you really look at it. And my favorite bits were all in Barbie Land. Because I think at the end, I ended up thinking Ken was just a lot like a toddler. Because he took this idea, like he saw these horses and he said, oh, that's really cool.
Wild horses.
And
yeah.
he took the whole patriarchy thing and he put them together like a toddler would see like 2 random things and like put it together and then went with it and then found out it wasn't as much fun as he thought because
Yeah.
the enjoyable part was not at all related to like the other part.
Yeah.
And
I
then
can see that, yeah.
Yeah, that he was basically a toddler.
Yeah. True. Smart child.
Right? Like
Because you deal with a toddler, so you know
maybe.
this.
And I never felt like Ken was the bad guy. Like he
No.
he just took an idea and got the completely wrong idea about it.
Well, he tagged along, and if you look at other things, other shows like Life in the Dream House, I mean, Ken was always there. He
Right.
tagged along.
Yeah. Like I never felt like he was trying to like be the evil
But playing dolls, I never thought of him as this guy that was inferior.
No.
I mean, it was Barbie and Ken.
Right.
I thought them perfectly fine.
Yeah. So I think some people are reading too much into the Ken's taking over Barbie world thing.
But there are those cool things that people put on was it China or Taiwan, or where they had the big giant Barbie, that 3D image
Oh, it was
thing.
Dubai.
Really cool stuff. I want one of those big ones.
It was like a 3D, like can to do with the cats in the Tokyo, where it's like a big 3D billboard where there's a big giant cat. But this was like a big Barbie box in Dubai, and she's stepping out of the Barbie box.
Why don't we have one of those? Those would be fun to have. Couldn't you imagine just driving past it every day?
Yeah.
Barbie.
It's very much like a New York City thing that they should have it.
They should. Okay. But
so, plot-wise,
that's... I thought parts of it were weak. I mean, you're doing it about a doll, so that's it. It's a toy.
But it was still entertaining.
So, it was entertaining.
I think that's the whole point of a movie, right, is to be entertaining. Like, you go and pay, like, $100 at this point to go sit in a movie theater and watch a movie.
Right.
And it, like, if it's not entertaining, it did not do its job. So.
But at the end, they put a lot of pictures of Barbies out there that did not make the grade, really. Mm-hmm. Mattel, gave them a short span, and down the tubes they went.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I thought we'd just show some of those things that they showed at the end. We don't have them all.
Like, mostly it's, like, the Barbies that were with Weird Barbie, right?
See, you would remember that. I liked Weird Barbie. That was another thing. I know that they're selling that one, and they already sold out on it. It's really kind of cute. But you could make your own one.
Yeah. Oh,
very easily with your own marker and make it look like the little kid has just damaged her.
Well, see, because that's also the other thing. Like, it's not just the Kens that felt like, which I thought, other side note, I thought the whole, like, beach music battle was just fun. And all the other Kens, Ryan Gosling was great, but all the other Kens were as equally great. But, like, the Kens are not the only Barbies being discriminated against, if we're going to use that word. Like, the discontinued Barbies seem to be ostracized as well. Like, even worse than the Kens. They're not even invited to the parties.
Right. They're, like in one little hole of a place.
So, like, there were issues in Barbie World that had to do with, not just Ken. Because a lot of that was just emotional on Ken's part.
Right.
Like, there's bigger issues here.
Of Barbies that needed therapy. They needed help.
They all need, I mean, they basically were like, "Ooh, you were discontinued. You get to live with the creepy lady."
Which was hard for me to figure out her. And then towards the end, I thought, oh, okay, I like her.
There should be a lot of destroyed, and also there should be a lot of weird Barbies then. If it's every doll every child has ever played with.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
So, they listed some, I mean, let's see. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. Yeah.
But they don't want you to think about those things, so just don't think about them.
Don't think about
It's like a time travel movie. Just don't think about the time travel.
This is Midge, born in 1963, same time as Skipper. Reintroduced in 1988, and around that time she went and married Alan. So there became this whole big thing, because Barbie never gets married, but so everybody else can. So that came from the Happy Family line. This one is a Midge. She came with baby Nikki. She's missing her baby right now. Bad Midge, bad Midge. They thought Midge was too young to be pregnant. So they made her go away. I mean, in the beginning, they gave her a little funky look. She was not as styled as Barbie. And when she came back in 1988, it was fun because Mitch came back. And Mitch came back with all sorts of different looks. So I love Midge, but I thought they were crazy because this is so silly. In 2013, they decided to change her entire history. So there's no Alan. There's no kids, and she's just this happy-go-lucky girl who hangs out with Barbie and goes everywhere. That's it.
Yeah, just a friend.
So Alan went bye-bye. Bye, Alan. Bye. And you have ones like over here, you have the 60th anniversary Midge. You have Cool Times Midge, Club California Midge, Camp Midge, which I think is wearing the wrong outfit. I think she's supposed to have shorts on or something. So I'm not quite sure why. I think I got her at a show or something, and she was dressed in that. But there are also other Midges that you could find, because Midge is a fun girl to collect. Well, she's got the one where she has the dots on her legs because the plastic that they used, it didn't do something right. So everyone you look for has these ugly blotches on her. She's the only one that you'd have problems with.
Yeah.
But when you look at them all, they are so darn cute. Poppycock on Mattel for giving her a new history Bible. But come on. She is Midge. She's allowed to get married to Alan. She's allowed to have fun and have a family. So obviously then the family did not stay around too long, and we lost that whole line, which was kind of sad because I liked that line.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of silly that the reason they discontinued her.
She goes for a lot of money. As you know, there's a little baby in here, and they said, it's disgusting. There's a baby inside there. Well, she's supposed to be pregnant, so
right,
what?
Yeah.
There's a baby inside there. Other Midges that you can find, if you wanted to go and start your own collection, and you were like suddenly jumped on the Barbie wagon and said, there's all these ladies and men, they're buying Barbies. I could go out and buy some Barbies and put them as decoration. See Holiday Midge in 92, Barbie Jewel Hair Mermaid in 95, and these are ones I don't have. Winter Sports 94, Earring Magic 92, Sea Holiday, I said Sea Holiday, Surf City Midge, and Hot Skating Midge. So many that you can just go and start your own collection with.
Yeah, it's really fun just choosing a character to collect, especially one that isn't Barbie, because there's 1,000 Barbies. But like Midge, there were some breaks in between, so it's a little more manageable.
And she's got such pretty color hair, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's Midge. It's okay now. You can like Midge,
right? That's why in the movie I was like, I don't understand why they all hate her. Like,
why? She was like, hi people, and they don't even look in her direction. Hi Barbie.
They didn't, like, was it because she was the only Midge? Was it because she was pregnant? Like, what's the deal? I know it was for humor. I'm not, like, reading too much into it, but, like...
No, and I loved Midge
weird.
when she came into Life in the Dream House, because that was so much fun, because she came in as a black and white doll.
Oh, yeah, this Dreamhouse Midge is my favorite Midge that they've, like, ever made.
and when you look at the Barbie that goes with that Dreamhouse, I mean, I think this one looks like
Margot Robbie's.
It does.
Stereotypical Barbie.
It does.
100%.
She's so sweet.
Yeah, the Life in the Dreamhouse line was one of the last ones that I was like, oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, I want to buy them.
I know.
And then they're gone.
Right? Yeah. So, like, this is a great little line, the Life in the Dreamhouse line. And you can also watch the episodes, which I find very entertaining, both on YouTube and on Netflix.
Lena and I were watching it yesterday.
They're so much fun. They're the parts of the Barbie movie that I enjoyed, where it's like tongue-in-cheek about what it's like to live in Barbie world.
Glitterland. Where's our glitter can?
Yeah.
We lost it.
That's probably why I took away what I did from the movie.
Or the closet that goes all the way down the road.
Right? The robot closet.
That Ken made.
Yes.
Ken made it.
I love Ken in that one. He's so hilarious.
Another thing about Alan is, Alan had a weird kind of role. Alan belonged in both worlds, I think.
In both worlds, both Barbie world and the real world?
No, I mean both the Ken, with the Kens and without the Kens.
Yes.
He was more with the girls though, but I don't know why they were mean to him. He was so sad.
But that was one of the things where I'm like, why is there only one?
Why is there only one? There's only one.
I just didn't get it. I mean, again, it was for humor, but it's like, if it comes down to who is being played with, then he wouldn't even be I mean, like,
what's wrong with him? He's perfectly happy. He's never really changed. He got a little bit older. His hair got a little bit longer.
Cute.
He's adorable. He's the boy next door.
Yeah.
I like Alan more than I like Ken.
Oh, yeah. Alan has a cuter little face.
Ken.
Yeah. Alan has more personality to his face sometimes.
I can't see him with Midge. But another one that went down the wayside was the Earring King, which I think we had to order those on. It wasn't an online. There was no such thing as online in those days. I think we had to send money to get them. I don't remember. I remember my mother buying them. She bought one for you, I think, and she bought one for me. But he has an earring. Big deal.
Right, yeah. Like, that's a whole lot of hoopla for nothing.
Yeah. Poppycock, it is. It is.
Yes, exactly.
So I still would go, I mean, this is a more modern Ken, but I'd still think Alan's cuter.
Yeah, agreed. So moving on, we have a couple other Barbies to talk about here that were featured in the Barbie movie.
Teen Talk Barbie. She was supposed to say 4 phrases. Math is tough happened to be one of them that people were very upset about. So you want to go into that?
I mean, I myself have said
It is
math
tough.
is tough.
It is.
And far worse things about math over the years. So I gotta say I agree with Barbie.
Yeah.
What should we wear to the dance? Let's get something to eat. I love to swim in the ocean. Save me a seat in class.
I think it's interesting that they went and made various outfits for this line. I mean, it's not like a regular, you can't look it up and say, the one with the red shirt or something. It's just these random outfits they did.
The one in the movie looked more like this style. Because I know when I was watching it, I was like, I was trying to place it in my head and I couldn't place it automatically. But then we figured it out. But yeah, that is kind of interesting that they made them still like different students almost.
But they went about redoing everything, changing it all up, and saying, "Oh, so sorry, we didn't mean to put that in there. Math is hard. We didn't mean to do anything bad."
I do agree.
This is Video Girl Barbie. She's known as the one that had the spy camera controversy. She will press on. It's just not going to show you anything else that's underneath there.
Yeah, we've had some issues with batteries on her.
I can't use the cord to go on the computer and pull up the video and the audio. But you were able to take that around with you and turn her on, and you could be playing with your friends, and you could just have it on, and it would be, look at it later. So the FBI was involved on that. This was a spying. Something spying. You're spying on children. You're spying on other people. So that one had to go bye-bye.
Yes, so they, as you can see, she has the camera here, and the screen back here. So, I mean, I can see some of the concern, but also I think if a parent buys it, like, I mean, I don't know. It's a hard one.
I used to take it in my car, and I just go show and think, Barbie's driving while I'm driving.
I like to think for the most part people who bought it were, you know, literally just giving it to their kids, like that there were innocent intentions for people who were buying it.
This was 2009, and the Teen Talk Barbie was 1992. After this, they basically came out with this girl because they probably needed it because she's got the legs already and everything. They used it for changing her T-shirt, so you could put pictures. So you're not spying, but you're taking pictures of people probably without them knowing you're taking pictures. And here, let's see if we can get a good picture.
But it's a cool concept.
It's cute because it's a T-shirt. It was kind of cute. It is heavy, but it still works. See, that's not bad.
Right? Yeah, it just puts a little graphic on her shirt, and you can do whatever graphic you want.
It's pixeled, and you can take a picture of you on there. We had pictures on here from probably 2010, and Lena was looking at them, and she'd go, "Mommy." Grandma, because there were pictures of us on there. Uncle, Papa.
Yeah, so that was another cute one.
Okay, and then you have, let's see what.
Yeah, well, and in the same vein, Hello Barbie kind of fits the
Hello
same
Barbie,
theme,
that's right.
Which we don't actually have, but Hello Barbie was like the Surrey of the Barbie world.
2015 to 2017.
Yeah, so you could basically just, Barbie was like any other like Alexa device in your house where you would say, "Hey Barbie" or "Hi Barbie,"
How are
and then
you?
she'd start listening, and you could have a conversation with her, and she'd pull, because she was Wi-Fi enabled, she'd pull her information from, I assume, the web, and so you could have a conversation with her. But because like any other Alexa device, when you say like, Hey Echo or, you know,
Hey
like Hey Google,
Mm-hmm.
it starts listening to you. Barbie was always listening to you.
Always listening to you. How are you today?
So people didn't like that because there was a whole lot of child privacy stuff, and that still goes on today. So people did not particularly like it. So after 2 years, she was discontinued.
And I don't even remember her coming out, so.
No.
No.
That's probably why they didn't say hello Barbie in the movie. That's why they said hi Barbie.
Hi, Barbie. Hello. I have one of the roller skating ones also was a bad deal on there because they didn't realize that friction can make things light up and spark. I think she's the one. She's got friction on there.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was cool. It was like having all the science fiction little guns and stuff. And when I was little and they were friction and you'd play with them, boom, boom, boom. But apparently when you would make the doll go, some kids would put it near carpeting or things that were flammable.
Yeah. So they switched that up a little bit.
Yeah, and if she's not the right one, I probably got the 3 of the other ones.
There's also Growing Up Skipper that was featured in the movie. It's one of the few controversial skippers that I could think of, honestly. And I don't even know, like, I'd kind of want to be back in 1975 to see how controversial she actually was at the moment.
I never saw any controversy.
Right? Because you can't really find articles from 1975 saying, oh, Mattel pulled this from the market. You just hear people saying, oh, she's weird. She was discontinued. But that could have also been due to sales. So
Right.
There's that too. So
Because you had things in catalogs and you had things in stores, and the stores only
Right.
had small inventory.
so true. She was only released for a year. Regardless of the reason, she was here a short time.
I'd like to get one to go with my skippers, my girls.
So I have two different girls here, mostly because there are two different variations. So you have this like light blonde hair, and you have the honey blonde hair.
She's
that
so
you can
good. She
see.
does that.
And then one has like longer, shaggier hair than the other. Like this has shorter, shaggier hair, and
It does.
she has much more hair. The honey blonde.
Did they come from 2 different plants?
I don't know. I don't think
Nothing
so.
on her foot saying it.
I don't think so. She is an interesting skipper. She's not my favorite skipper by any means because I don't love her face. She looks
But you
prettier
don't-
in the commercials.
You also don't have all the outfits that go with it. Which, there's some cute outfits that go from just to just.
Yeah, so this is her concept. So this is her as like a little girl or like a preteen per se.
Preteen.
And then you twist her arm and she'll grow a little bit of a chest.
Yeah, not very much at all.
Mostly her waist grows.
Yeah. And they'd always basically, one would get the short outfit and then the
Yeah.
other one would get the long maxi skirt.
That's a fun thing about the outfits is it's a 2-in-1. So you do get the outfit to fit both sizes.
Bang for your buck.
She did have a friend named Ginger, so she did have a friend at least for the year she was out. But that's Growing Up Skipper, who was in the movie for, about, half a minute,
2 seconds?
maybe.
2 seconds?
She hangs out with Weird Barbie, so, yeah.
A couple of the other ones that they were talking about, or that they showed, were Tattoo Barbie, Oreo Barbie, Sugar Daddy, which I had never heard of.
I don't know if they showed Oreo Barbie.
They
but
might
it's
not have showed
been
Oreo.
It was another discontinued one.
And another one that they had trouble with was the one where the girls were the witches.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't mention that one. I was looking for
No.
that one because I remember that one because I own one of those.
Right. I think they only wanted, like, their select few. But there are other discontinued Barbies that were not featured in the movie.
Yeah.
But the witch ones were cute.
I like those. Those are adorable.
Yeah. I think they had the cauldron with them.
With the cauldron. I think it had to do with the cauldron.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you're showing a cauldron with this doll. Barbie's turned into a witch.
Yeah. But they were just Halloween dolls.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's all I have on that part.
so those are just some of like the controversial dolls.
And a little bit of what we thought of the movie.
Yeah. So we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you own any of these dolls? Because I think firstly, I went to see the movie because I was a collector.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where my perspective from the movie came. And I think a lot of people who weren't collectors took it from, that's where like we get all these different viewpoints.
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't looking per se for like the outfits.
Yeah.
Or like the mannerisms of the dolls, like how they walk or how they're always on their tippy toes
tippy
or
toes.
whatever. So there were things that I think were lost on people that aren't collectors, but it helped us all get different takeaways from it.
Yeah, and it gave them a nice little budget of money to play with for number 2.
Right, exactly. If they do make a number 2, I don't know if I think I'd want to see it set in Barbie Land. I don't know. Like, I think there might be some interesting things there.
See, I don't know what they could make it. Like a problem in Barbie Land and she goes back. But then have you turned into a doll now and you're not a human?
Well, because that makes me think of life-sized.
I know. I keep thinking of life size in my head, yes.
Like, life-size already did this. Tyra Banks already kind of played this role. But, I don't even think they need a sequel, like, honestly. They can spin off, but I don't think they need a sequel with, like, Margot Robbie, however great she was, because she was really good.
She was good.
But she's going to go off and, like, get married and have kids and, like, do her thing, right?
Pregnant Barbie.
I mean, that was one of my takeaways, was that she wanted a life.
She wanted a life. She wanted a life to make her own decisions, not
right.
She made her own decisions, but
in the montage where it's all like the families and you see the children grow up, I'm like, so she wants to get married and be a mother?
Yeah.
Which I think is totally like
that's fine. Yeah.
Like, that was my takeaway of what she wanted, why she wanted to be a human. But other people took other things, so like, that's cool.
That's interesting.
Right? So very philosophical the Barbie movie was.
It opened our eyes.
But it also made us take out all these really fun dolls.
Yes.
If you want us to do a video on, like, maybe some dolls that if you're brand new to collecting, like maybe some dolls you want to pick up, let us know in the comments, because we were definitely thinking of doing that. Because there are a lot of brand new people, and I've seen on the Reddit boards saying, I want to buy a Barbie, but I don't know which Barbies to buy.
Well, the interesting thing is they're talking about Barbies, and they're saying, wait, I don't understand. When I was little, the legs bent, and it felt like it had more plastic to it, more vinyl, something to it. But the doll, I went and got one in the store for my granddaughter. It was so light, I don't understand. And it's like, welcome to the club.
Right, exactly. Like, the Barbies of today are definitely different. I'm just checking to see if these
because they're expecting it to be the same, and just like we have always expected it to be the same, but it's not, and even the clothing is not.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do a video on how, like if we were to have, like, 10 starter Barbies or something, what would they be? Because you really only need 3 things for it to be a collection. So if we go to 10, like, that's a really good collection. So, like, some good starter ones that you might want to pick up. Because I think everyone, like, who's, like, inspired to buy a Barbie through the Barbie movie should buy a Barbie. It doesn't have to be the Barbie movies, because truthfully, I'm not buying any of the Barbie movie Barbies.
No, well, you can't even get any right now. They're all out of stock.
And they're going to have the same, like, cheap bodies and, like...
And they're not necessarily going to look the way you want them to.
Yeah. So I'm not buying those, and you don't have to either.
No.
Buy the Barbie that speaks to you, and it could be a Barbie from the 1950s or 1960s. It could be one from the 70s, 80s, 90s. Mm-hmm. So maybe we'll do a video. If you want to see something like that, let us know in the comments.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me know.
Okay, we'll do. Any final thoughts?
No, I'm good. I just want Alan to be Alan and be okay.
Right? I mean, eventually, maybe he's Midge's baby daddy in Barbie world. Maybe they'll get together.
Maybe. I don't know. He's just this random little character that pops out.
Right?
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
Justice for Alan.
Justice for Alan. Yes, there we go.
That's the sequel. We need Alan to find his place in the world.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what he wants to be, what he wants to do.
So, I guess we can leave it there.
Okay.
We will, like I said, leave comments in the comment area if you have these dolls, what you thought of the Barbie movie. If you want to see another video where we just talk about, like, the 10 starter dolls that we would consider, making, suggesting, let us know, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.